What's going on, Fight Fam? So today I will be talking about the upcoming fight between Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda that will be happening July 12th in Queens, New York. This is going to be an action-packed fight card. This fight here is long overdue, so I'll be giving you all my fight analysis, letting you all know who I picked to win and the method of victory, and I'll also be letting you all know where I will be placing my money for this upcoming fight. All right, so both fighters, let's take a look at their stats here. Shakur Stevenson, 23 and 0. William Zepeda, 33 and 0. Shakur Stevenson, 28 years old. William Zepeda, 29 years old. This fight will be at 135 pounds. Shakur Stevenson is 5'8" William Zepeda is 5'9". Now, William Zepeda does have the slight reach advantage. His reach is 69.5 inches, and Shakur Stevenson's is 68 inches. So he does have the slight reach advantage. Now, we know this fight is long overdue. Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda have kind of been going back and forth over about the last 2 to 3 years about this fight, and then it would keep getting pushed back. I believe there was an instance where Oscar De La Hoya was trying to get Shakur Stevenson to sign to him and promise him if he signs him that he'll get the Williams Zepeda fight, which I don't know if that was legit or not, but this fight has been a long time coming because a lot of people believe that Williams Zepeda can give Shakur Stevenson a tough fight. Now, both guys are southpaw fighters. Shakur Stevenson is known for his defense, his timing, and excellent counterpunching, and he's the one of the top guys at the 135-pound weight division. A lot of people think it's either him or Tank. Whoever you're a fan of, people go back and forth about that. And then William Zepeda, he's known for his output, his punching volume, his conditioning, and he's from Mexico, so he has that Mexican fighting style, and he will just go and he will throw the entire fight. So this is a very interesting stylistic matchup that we'll be seeing for this fight. Now, I think Shakur Stevenson is going to be able to time William Zepeda. William Zepeda will not be able to land a lot on Shakur because Shakur uses his feet. So when William Zepeda is throwing his punches, he's going to be throwing volume probably nonstop the entire fight. But Shakur Stevenson is going to be able to neutralize that by being able to counter him and just using his feet to get out of range, get away from William Zepeda. Some people forgot what boxing is and the art of boxing, and they forget that footwork is a part of boxing. So, some people call it running. I call it great boxing, the sweet science. Um, but now we get to see these guys go head to head. No more stuff of them going back and forth on Twitter or fans accusing Shakur Stevenson of being scared to fight certain guys. This is a guy that's going to be coming for him the entire time, and Shakur Stevenson is definitely going to be responsible defensively. Now, for William Zepeda, he's going to throw a lot of volume. He's going to try to overwhelm Shakur Stevenson with his volume. But by him doing this, I think that's going to make him open up a lot. Because if we look at the Tevin Farmer fight, really both of them, especially the first one, which I thought that fight could have went either way. The second fight, I did have William Zepeda winning. But that first Tevin Farmer fight, Tevin Farmer was able to catch him a lot on the counter. So with William Zepeda, he throws so much volume that a lot of times he's just focused on throwing and he's not focused on defense. And against somebody like Shakur Stevenson, that is going to be a huge mistake because Shakur Stevenson, his ring IQ is way too high for that. You're not just going to come in and just throw 8, 9 shots on Shakur Stevenson without him making you seriously pay for that. And Shakur Stevenson is also going to be invested in their body, which I think will play off in the later rounds of the fight and begin to start to drain William Zepeda's energy. Now, we did see William Zepeda get dropped by Tevin Farmer. In my opinion, Shakur Stevenson has better timing and more punching power than Tevin Farmer. So it wouldn't surprise me if Shakur Stevenson drops William Zepeda just off of being able to time him and counter him and catch him in between shots. Now, I have this thing where I don't think Shakur Stevenson will stop William Zepeda, and that's only because like a Mexican fighter with a Mexican style that's from Mexico, I do not like betting on them being stopped in a fight because typically those guys are tough as nails. So William Zepeda is tough. If he gets dropped, he's gonna get right back up, get that motor right back running, and continue to throw. But on the other hand, Shakur Stevenson is at such a high level. If he gets William Zepeda hurt, he's going to finish the job, I believe, because this is a fight that he's been waiting for. He's completely locked in for this fight. I know a lot of people are worried about his hands and how they will hold up for this fight. You know, I think Shakur Stevenson knows how to ease off on the power if he needs to in order for him to be effective in the fight and still make William Zepeda feel his power. Now, Shakur's not going to like knock him out with one punch knockout power, but the punches that hurt the most in boxing are the punches that you do not see coming. So, my prediction for this fight is Shakur Stevenson is going to beat William Zepeda by unanimous decision. I think he's going to box circles around him. And I mean, I have this fight. Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this should be a 12 round fight. There's no reason that this would be a 10 round fight. Let's see. Um, yeah, 12 round fight. So I mean, this fight here, I think Shakur Stevenson wins it 9 rounds to 3. And I think he's going to be able to silence a lot of the critics. And then there's going to be some people that say, well, he still has to fight Tank Davis. But that's just how things go in boxing. And it's what makes boxing exciting because when one guy wins, a lot of people are looking at like, okay, well, who's the next man up? Who's the top dog that he can fight? But I think if Shakur goes out here and, you know, outboxes William Zepeda, unanimous decision, I think we will continue to get more and more people interested in that Tank Davis fight, assuming Tank Davis gets past Lamont Roach in the rematch, because that's a big if there as well. So now let's go ahead and pull up the odds for this fight. So I'm in Florida. The app that I use is called Hard Rock Bet. So, you know, a lot of people are saying that this is going to be a tough fight. This is going to be Shakur's toughest fight. Um, I think it'll be a tough fight. I don't think it will be Shakur's toughest fight. I think Edwin De Los Santos was his toughest fight because of the power that De Los Santos possesses. De Los Santos has explosive power. So he has one punch knockout power and he's extremely fast. So Shakur has to be very careful in that fight. With a guy that throws a lot of punches like William Zepeda, like yeah, he might have the highest output of the guys that Shakur Stevenson has fought in the past. But skill wise, I mean, I don't think this is the best guy that Shakur Stevenson fought. Now, what I will say is Shakur Stevenson is going to have to be careful, especially if he wins the decision like I think he's going to win. You know, some judges like to see volume. They like to see the guy coming forward. And, you know, we already have this thing going around like, oh, the Tom and Jerry, I think is what Turkey Al Sheik has been calling it. So I don't know if now judges are not going to want to see guys countering and moving around the ring, if they're just going to look at the guy going forward. So I'll be interested from that standpoint. But I still, with William Zepeda's output, I mean, he may land 20% of his shots. So Shakur Stevenson is going to be way more accurate, in my opinion. And I think he's going to hurt Zepeda, but I don't think he's going to stop him. So the odds for this fight, they're insane. And they don't match what a lot of people have been saying about these two. I need to see some more money coming in on these William Zepeda fans. Shakur Stevenson is minus 1,000. So to win $100, you need to put $1,000 on Shakur Stevenson on the the Hard Rock Bet app. William Zepeda is plus 600. So you win. You put $100 on Zepeda, you win. You turn in into $700. So you profit 600. Now, method of victory for this fight: Shakur Stevenson by KO, TKO, or DQ is plus 260. Shakur Stevenson by decision is minus 225. So this is where I'll be putting my money, but I'm going to put it in a parlay. So whenever I put my parlay together, I will post it in my comment section so you all can see the picks that I made for this week. For the tie, it's plus 2,000. Now, if you're a William Zepeda believer, then you could make a lot of money this weekend if he does indeed pull off the upset. William Zepeda by KO, TKO, or DQ is plus 1,500, and William Zepeda by decision is plus 1,100. So you can clean house if you believe William Zepeda is going to win and he pulls it off. Now, on the Hard Rock app, we also have what's called the Fight Winner Three-Way, which is going to exclude a tie in those odds. So now here, Shakur Stevenson is minus 850, and William Zepeda is plus 600. And honestly, in my parlay, I'll be deciding between doing the Fight Winner Three-Way or the winning method, Shakur Stevenson by decision. I think I'm going to stick to decision because there are better odds. Now, I really don't think Shakur is going to stop him. But I do think Shakur Stevenson can knock him down in this fight and earn a lot of respect. Now, we also have the fight to go the distance. No is plus 220. So you put 100 on that, you win $220. For to go the distance, yes, is minus 300. So if you put 300 on that, you win $100. Now we also have the round props where you can look at the total rounds. So if you think it's going to go over 10 and a half rounds, it's minus 350. Under 10 and a half rounds is plus 240. There, I like the over 10 and a half rounds, minus 350. I like that better than the fight to go the distance, just in case something happens late in the fight and, Shakur Stevenson hurts him and gets like a late stoppage or something like that. Again, I'm picking him to win by decision. I do think it'll go the distance, but if I was betting the round props, which I made doing a parlay, I'm going to stick with the over 10 and a half rounds. So let's discuss down below. Let me know who you all are picking to win this fight. What method of victory are you seeing? And do you think that this is going to be a competitive fight? Because in my opinion, I think it's going to be extremely one-sided. Styles make fights, and we're going to see Shakur Stevenson completely neutralize the Mexican style of boxing this Saturday. All right, let me know your thoughts below. Tap in, like, subscribe, and I will be trying my best to live stream this weekend on both Friday and Saturday, but I'll let you all know in advance. All right, catch you on the next video. Peace.